Melody looked completely panicked, frantic in fact. Talion, go pack a bag, right now. We have to go somewhere. I don't know where right now, but we'll figure it out. No, Salus replied. Don't get jumpy. Yes, this is phenomenally bad. But it's not all bad. Well, it is, but, silver side. Rainbow at the end of the storm. Some things are working in our favor. That is completely absurd, Vera shouted. How is any of this to our advantage? I know it sounds crazy, but listen to me. I've been through my share of battles. Trust me. I'm well schooled in tactics, skills, military technique, both direct and indirect, in measuring my opponents, whether you're speaking about an individual or an opposing force. I know how to respond tactically, and the worst thing that you can possibly do in these situations is panic. So, I know it sounds bad, but remain calm, regardless of the situation. I've seen remaining calm keep more people alive than you can possibly imagine. Trust me on this. There are things to this situation that work to our advantage. All of that news about what was going on in the demon world, there's definitely a lot of stuff beginning to kick up. I definitely didn't know about this detection system, and that's definitely a problem. If I would have known, I might have been able to put in place defenses, the things that would have stopped Talion from being detected. By the sounds of it, they detected him several days ago, most likely during his little episode. If that's the case, then they only detected him because his power output rose to a level where they could. Meaning, wherever the demonic energy detection system is located, it's not close. It was just close enough to pick him up at full power. This works to our advantage, and it means they don't know exactly where we're at. For all we know, they may only be able to locate the continent he was on. But if people knew exactly where he was at, they would probably be beating our door down by now. So, they don't have specifics. They don't know our precise location. At absolute best, they only know what continent we're on. And at absolute worst, they may be able to track us to within a few hundred miles. But that's at the absolute worst. Don't plan for the worst. It'll only work in your disadvantage. Next, we have this breach, or several breaches, to the gate system that travels from the demon world to this world, specifically the ones that lead into the city of Matara. You might think that that's all bad news, but it's not. The Imperial Guards and elite forces that work with Matara would most likely have been outfitted with crystals, ones attuned to Talion's specific demonic energy. Even if I had put up defenses, it wouldn't be able to stop them from detecting it. But the gate has been sealed. However it happened doesn't really matter. But if it's down, and I'm assuming whatever sabotage or destruction they did was meant to take it out of commission for a long period of time, then that means the Imperial Royal forces can't come through. That means they can't bring crystals through, which means that there's no way to directly track Talion's specific demonic signal, which would really help them narrow things down, especially if they were in large numbers. But with them unable to send large numbers through and unable to bring crystals, that means they can't narrow our location. Oh, and I suppose you have an answer for all of these demons that seem to be rushing to this world. Bounty hunters, mercenaries, and military squadrons from other kingdoms. Where's the sunny side there? Well, the sunny side is exactly what I just talked about. All of them are searching blind, especially if they don't come from the kingdom of Matara. The people in Matara are the ones with the system that's supposed to detect demonic energy, right? Which means that they're the ones who have the specific location, able to narrow things down to a smaller area. Even if the information that the prince's demonic energy signal was detected on Earth got spread, which is highly likely, none of them have a specific location. They don't know exactly where we're at, so they're searching in the dark, poking sticks in every shadow hoping to find something. Yeah, they might come through in droves, but the location we're in is exceptionally remote. There's basically no one for almost 100 miles in any direction. No villages, no settlements, nothing. We're out here all alone. And on top of that, Taleon and his mother were here alone for near 10 years and never told anyone of their location. No contact with the outside, which means that there's no possible way that within that 10-year time frame, someone figured out that Taleon was here, demon or otherwise. Vera, even your communication with the outside doesn't really tip to the favor of revealing where Taleon is, since you masqueraded under the pretense that you had a half-demon grandchild. Even that wouldn't give any information away. There are plenty of half-demons all over the place. One having a magically endowed grandmother wouldn't turn any noses at all, or seem abnormal or out of place. We demons can be a promiscuous lot. So, ones that have no problem with picking women up tend to pick up a lot of them. Basically, all of those mercenaries and squadrons from other kingdoms are going to be, well, running the entire world through a sieve, hoping to pick out the one grain of gold in it, little Taleon. But they're going to waste massive amounts of time and energy doing it. They're going to spend time dragging demons in hiding. Demons who, mind you, are going through extreme efforts not to be found. Most likely hiding themselves with demonic magic and other tricks. So even they aren't going to be easy to dig out. And even when they find them, they're still going to waste time trying to interrogate them. Press them for information that they don't have. And by the time they get finished, and find out that it was just a waste of time, they only have to repeat the process for the next demon they come across, that they have to dig out of hiding. And all of it amounts to nothing, but a massive amount of wasted time and effort. The only thing that could possibly turn the tide is, well, random chance. The possibility that just by random chance, some demon decides to search this area. But even then, I'm not exactly a pushover, unless it's a high-level demon, someone with an exceptional amount of power and skill, or a great number of them. I'm pretty sure I can handle it. As long as I don't let any of them get away, our location stays a secret. We stay hidden and we can continue business as usual. Business as usual? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Taleon's training, of course, Salus replied, as Vera looked at him dumbfounded, and Melody was no different, feeling terrified in the moment. Now that I know that people are after Taleon, that they've crossed over here to the human world from the demon realm, that I know they're going to be on the lookout for powerful demonic energy, I can ward against it. I know a myriad of different magical, demonic incantations. Basically, I can ward this entire area, produce an exceptionally weak barrier. It's not going to be anything strong or powerful. It's not going to stop a demon in their tracks. In fact, they won't even be able to notice it. It'll be imperceptible by any stretch of the imagination. Even if they walk right through it, they won't notice it's there. Well, if it won't stop them, then what good is it? Vera said, starting to seem angry. The good of the barrier is that it prevents the passage of demonic energy. Basically, I can create a safe zone, an area in which we can continue to train Talion and live our lives in the way that's necessary in order for us to survive, without the chance of anyone detecting Talion's demonic energy signal from outside of it. Basically, the only way they'd be able to sense him or pick him up is if they cross over the barrier and pass inside. So, as long as we stay inside the barrier, we stay safe. No one can find us. No one will be able to detect us, and no one will be able to detect the barrier. And this buys us enough time. Enough time for what? Melody replied. What exactly do you hope to accomplish by just staying here? With all of these forces looking for us. Looking for Talion. The same thing I set out to do from the beginning. I need to train Talion. Young or not, he's an exceptionally powerful demon. Once he learns to master his abilities, he'll be on par with even mid-rank demons. Even at his young age, he'll be far from an easy target. That, along with myself, you two, and you too, Rico, he said, looking around the room, will essentially amount to a high-level demonic force, even if we were attacked by a squadron. After the first phase of Talion and Rico's training is complete, we'll be anything but weak. We'll be more than capable of handling it. Once their first stage of training is complete, we can move. Talion and Rico will be well enough endowed with skills, training, and aptitude to allow us to move silently, effectively. They're trying to search the world with a sieve, so we can just pass right through it. By the time we're done, they won't be able to stop us. They'd need a stroke of dumb luck to get close. We may not be able to travel to the demon world right now, but eventually those gates will come back up. Once that happens, it's just a measure of getting Talion through them. And that's if we want to go directly to Matara. If the gates still aren't up by the time that Talion's training is complete, then we'll just have to use one of the other gates, perhaps one that leads into a different kingdom, and then travel to Matara from there. Regardless of how you cut it, the key to this is going to be stealth. We're a small group, so moving quick and keeping to ourselves is going to be our advantage. Keep your nose down and out of trouble once we get that far. And I'm pretty sure that we can make it. So long as something doesn't go phenomenally wrong. Which does tend to happen on occasion. But even then, we'll be prepared for it. From this point on, none of us separate. We are together at all times. From now on, when I go to commence training with Talion, you two will come with us. No one is to be more than a stone's throw away from anyone else. If we get found out, then we can move quickly. You have the ability to teleport, so we'll teleport away, get somewhere safe, establish a meeting zone, in case we get separated for any reason. The key to victory is always to stay calm, plan thoroughly, and act decisively.